let's begin the service now. So if you could all rise and let us offer a bow to our Heavenly Parents, true parents. 자리에 건배. And let us recite Family Pledge 6 together. Our family, the owner of Channel Book, pledges to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the Heavenly Parent and true parents, and to perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessing to our community by centering on true love. Please be seated and join me in opening prayer. Dearest Heavenly Parent and true parents, thank you for the health you gave us to be able to sit before you today, stand before you today, and offer our time this morning towards you. We who are your sons and daughters, we who want to celebrate you for being our great parent, our beloved parent, our eternally loving parent, Heavenly Parent, that we could offer even just this one part of our week, this Sunday morning, to be able to grace you with our presence. Heavenly Parent, your grace and blessing has brought us here today, safe and sound. I pray for those who could not make it, or for those who are at home watching because of an injury or because something's stopping them. I pray that you can be with them. Please be with them and support them as much as you can to be able to stand once again, to be able to be healthy once again, to stand before, be with us once more as a congregation, as a family that can really provide ourselves to you, offer ourselves to you, and devote ourselves to you. Because nothing means much more than being with you who are our parent, and like a father and mother stands before their children and hugs. Heavenly Parent, please be with us today that we can receive the inspiration that you have planned for us, whatever it may be, that we can be guided to support you, that we can be guided to act as your soldiers in this mission of this providence. Heavenly Parent, please guide us all the way to the very end, support us in every mission that you have planned for us, and that we can continue supporting each other as well. It's not just the vertical foundations we lay, but the horizontal ones and relationships that we maintain and develop between us. Thank you so much for being our beloved and great parent that surrounds us in whatever we do, that guides us in whatever we do, and that loves us whatever we do. And with this, I report this prayer and gratitude in my name, Manbok, chairman of a blessed family attending Holy Mother Han. Okay. Hi, good morning. So to introduce, my name is Manbok. I will be your service leader today. Nice to meet you. I hope you are all well. And so to start off our sermon service today, let us introduce ourselves to a bit of songs and just to get the energy going. Okay? So if you don't mind rising, and let us sing our first two songs.
Herman, and I am Herman as well. And if anybody wants to join us, you could be the hermits. Herman and his hermits. Just follow that one. Sorry. We're going to start off with George's big song, Father's Kingdom. If you want to sing Mother's Kingdom, that's okay as well.
It's the George.
Sorry?
The George.
Oh, the George, yes. Saint George. We're on our way to the Father's kingdom. We're on our way to the promised land. It's gonna lead you all to freedom. We'll pray and take it by the hand. From the beginning to the ending, from the last moment to the start, God has been pouring out His Spirit. He has been calling from His heart. We're on our way to the Father's kingdom. We're on our way to the promised land.
No, it's called The Perfect Child. The Perfect Child. All right. Sorry. No, it's just okay. No. Sorry. No more.
Okay, thank you for the band. Now we will go into our announcements. So first we have weekly announcements. Where's my mic? Okay. So registration for spirituality workshop is now, 21-day spirituality workshop is now open. Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay. It's now open. So it will be Livingston House from June 10th to the 30th. For this spirituality workshop, how much? It was £600, wasn't it? Yes. I mean, for spirituality workshop, I know Jesus said, and your Father reiterated many times, we should worship God in spirit and in truth. And so as much as we learn like DP and all of these principles, we need to be able to express ourselves through prayer and understanding what this spiritual realm is about. Because I myself cannot do that 100%. So I think that environment in itself, to be able to encourage it and develop it, it's quite hard to find. And so if you can, even if it's just one day or 1 week, try it out and see what happens. Peace Cup. It will be in Prague or the end of June. Let's unite through sport. Next. Okay. So now we have our annual gathering. I heard that the QR code to sign up is now out. Oh yeah, please scan the QR code. It will be at Cleve House at the end of this month, June 21st to 22nd. And for that, we'll be celebrating, or yes, the Grace Miller Hyojong Award. Or, yes, the nominations are now open until when? Tonight, okay. Until tonight. So please scan the code and choose whoever you want to nominate. Whoever's between 16 and 25 who's been doing a lot for the community, investing themselves for the last 2 years, I think. Yes. Elevate, the road to my true self. 10-day adventure for second gen, age 18 plus, Croatia and Bosnia. And let's see, July 23rd to August the 1st. Yes. All of this will be in the email once again. So if it's too fast or you can't scan the QR code in time, or you're interested and want to find out more, just look at your newsletter. So here's summer ESGD ODP Plus workshop in Bad Camberg, Germany, July 20th to 30th for 18 plus. And then here's some more from ESGD in the same place, this time slightly later, August 17th to 24th, for 13 to 19-year-olds. And then here's even more in the same place for August 27th to 31st for 22 plus. Yeah, it's all in the news, it's all in the emails, it's everywhere and everywhere. And this is an initiative from one of our first gen, Tanya. So she wants us to be able to explore more the value of true parents and heaven's providence. What she wants, or what she aims to do, is to be able to also provide an environment. I know it might come with resistance, but just to open that place up for you to expose yourself. Read the Champamoron 3 days every day, and every Sunday evening you'll be encouraged to join this Zoom call, who will be supported by our Vice Pastor Unju and our UPA members. And yeah, just to discuss what you think about it and what you think you can learn, or what you think might be difficult to bring onto yourselves. Okay. And if you want, it says 18, no, it says 15, 16 to 25 on the advert, but if you do want to join in and you're not in that age range because you want to support or you feel like you have something you can offer, please speak to any of those mentioned, Unju, UPA, and Tanya.
When is it starting?
It's starting on Tuesday coming, and then they want to do it for 40 days, I believe. Okay. Before the weekly update, shall we first? I think we want to. I know June will be a lot of thank yous this month because of Grace Miller as well. So I think I just wanted to mention that a lot of us, or a lot of members, actually do a lot in the background, and we don't often take it for granted, right? So when you see the younger ones that you see walking around now, still in this church 10 years later, you should be grateful for the Sunday school staff who've been supporting their education and development and really guiding them for the children to grow up well, isn't it? So I want us all to put our hands together to applaud them for all the work they've been doing the last 2 years. And now, with that, the children can go. Oh, wait, no, you have cake. There's a slide missing. We have birthdays first. June birthday. So on the 20s, there's only 2 of you. So, Renee, on the 11th, you will be 1 year old, and Freya will be 8 years old on the 23rd, at the end of this month. And then for those who are old and growing, Alex Adams, who, I don't know how old he is, today, celebrating his birthday today. We have Jonathan Hoyt, who will be having his birthday in 2 days' time, June the 3rd. Twinning with Pyeongchan Dimbi, we have our sister Hildegard, and yes, trio with David, brother David and David Hewish on June the 6th. So then we have Emma Louise, who's on June the 10th. We have Benny, who's turning something on June the 12th. We have our brother Farhad, who has his birthday on June the 14th. Matthew Klotz, his birthday on June the 19th. Amin, who has his birthday on June the 21st. We have another twin, Neil and Turini, who's June the 2nd. I didn't hear. And then Amir, June the 23rd. Edward, twinning with Bernice, June the 24th. Joshua Thompson on June the 25th. Hai Endo on June 27th. Another trio, my wife Beatrice Gaina on 29th with our brother Timothy and another younger brother Pedro. And then finally at the end of the month we have Elizabeth Klotz.
One more. Needs Pliny.
Well, he's there. He's there.
Oh, wait.
20 seconds.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, my cue. So let us offer a prayer and then birthday song and then prayer. Let's do a prayer first and then do a birthday song. Okay, please join me in birthday prayer. Dearest Heavenly Parent and true parents, you have so many children here today who were born in June. Wow, summer month. And these June babies were born for you to be able to give back to you love once again. You've waited and waited and waited, and finally that they can grow older and older and wiser, to be able to know that you are their parent, to be able to know that you have been always welcoming them with open arms, and hope for one day for them to be able to recognize you and want to say hi once again, to be able to run into your arms and to be able to embrace you once again, to be able to give you the joy that you deserve, but also for us to be able to express how much we love you and to be able to receive how much you love us. Heavenly Parent, your great June babies, I pray that you can support them and really keep them healthy and strong in their days, and to be able to support each other, but also to want to grow and to be able to develop even more, to be able to become wiser with your principles and your words and your truth, to want to understand who you are to them, to want to understand who you can be to them, and how they can help you and support you in this day and age. Heavenly Parent, please be with all of them today and guide them in their lives. For the next year, I pray for many, many blessings that you be upon them. I report this prayer in gratitude in my name, Manbok Chen, of a blessed family attending Holy Mother Han. Aju. Okay, shall we sing?
Hildegard and Jonathan to cut the cake. Hildegard, Miss Hildegard. Sorry, Rachel. Okay, yeah, now. Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday.
And now the children may leave. Oh, that started prematurely. Yumi News!
Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan and this is my beautiful wife Maya, and we welcome you to this weekly news hosted by the Central Region.
several communities throughout the Yume region held beautiful celebrations of the Day of All True Things. In the United Kingdom, the celebrations were connected with a heartfelt tribute to Dr. David and Kyung Jahana, honoring their 7 years of dedicated investment in the North region through love, compassion, and education. The celebrations were also in many countries connected with the special service to give members a more in-depth understanding of the events leading up to the Cheonwon-gun entrance ceremony and its significance.
On the occasion of the International Day of Families, on the 15th of May, the Universal Peace Federation Austria, together with the Family Federation for World Peace, the Austrian Women's Federation, and the Iranian Wisdom House Vienna, organized a conference addressing the topic of family-orientated policies for sustainable development. Among the speakers were the Iranian Cultural Attaché of Austria and the Global Program Coordinator at United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. The Family Federation was represented by 3 speakers, 2 of them from the young generation. The True Family Awards highlighted the conference, seeing 5 couples respectively from Austria, the Philippines, Nigeria, Lebanon, Pakistan and Australia receiving the honor.
On the 21st of May, Peter Haider, President of UPF Austria, was invited to speak at the Diplomatic Academy of Vienna, along with ambassadors to the UN from China, the EU, Turkey and Pakistan, on the topic, "What role do you see interfaith harmony could play in the foundation of a just international order?" The topic of the conference was Opportunities and Challenges for Middle Powers and the Contemporary Geopolitical Order. During the week of the Commission on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice held at the Vienna International Center, UPF Austria hosted a side event on the theme Crime Prevention House Rules to Integrate Immigrant Communities for Peace and Justice, Challenges and the Way Forward. The side event was attended by well-known legal and educational experts in this field who continued their discussions long after the meeting had concluded. Johann Rechberger, UPF representative for Burgenland, organized a festival for peace commemorating the victims of the Holocaust. The event was supported and attended by the local authorities such as the mayor and other local politicians. A Catholic priest said a prayer for peace and a speech was made by a well-known descendant of a Holocaust survivor. The event got media coverage in all local newspapers.
On the initiative of Albert Mobo, the Peace Road event was held for the second time on May 17th at the Airlift Memorial near Frankfurt Airport. More than 60 participants joined the event, divided into 3 groups: a cycling group escorted by police, a hiking group, and a short-distance walking group, all gathered at the historic monument where 2 of the original Raisin bombers still stand, reminders of the Allied airlift that sustained Berliners during the 1948 till 1949 blockade. At the rally, 4 speakers, Dr. Dieter Schmidt, Jae-hoon Yoo, Christian Claus, and Albert Mobo, reflected on the remarkable act of compassion shown by the victors who chose to support rather than abandon a defeated enemy. They emphasized the importance of peace, unity, and reconciliation, presenting the vision of the Peace Road, an international project proposed by Reverend and Mrs. Moon to connect continents for peaceful exchange and travel. The event concluded with a heartfelt call for peaceful reunification of Korea and a shared hope for more than a harmonious world.
On the weekend of May 17th to 18th, 2025, a special harp gathering marked the conclusion of an 8-week purity ring program in the Czech Republic. Second Gen, youth, parents, and community members came together in a spirit of reflection and celebration. Saturday focused on preparation and spiritual growth, including time in nature and friendly sharing. In the evening, a youth vigil prayer offered a deep and moving space for testimonies, singing, and prayer. On Sunday, 16 youth participants received the purity rings during a special ceremony held as part of the Sunday service. The program included lectures, self-study, and open dialogue with parents, culminating in a touching celebration of their commitment and growth.
In the Czech Republic, 6 Heavenly Top Gun missionaries are actively witnessing in cooperation with local members. A key initiative is the Zoom Divine Principle Study Series, which engages both youth and elder members as lecturers. Incorporating content from the Divine Principle and Temple Moron, the lectures have proven effective in educating and inspiring new guests. Last Sunday, the missionaries and witnessing leader Eva Pajkovsky visited the Church of the Brethren, a major Christian denomination. Though they attended quietly, they represented true parents with love and dignity. After the service, the priests expressed sincere interest in their beliefs, and efforts are underway to build this connection with care and respect. The team is in regular contact with about 50 active guests, many of whom participate in online or one-on-one sessions. A 15-day Divine Principle workshop is planned this summer to offer a deeper experience with Heavenly Parent and true parents.
Welcome to Peace Cup 2025!
A tournament where sport is more than a game. It's a way to unite people, nations, and cultures.
We live in a time of war and division. The war in Ukraine, the separation of North and South Korea, and the growing divisions across Europe. But history has proven when people come together, change is possible.
All around the world, the walls divide us, both physical and in our hearts. But here on this field, we can become one global family with the same vision of peace.
Our country has been separated for over 70 years. Families torn apart, people divided. For generations, we have dreamed of reunification, but too often, politics has failed.
This is why Peace Cup was founded. In 2003, Reverend Sun Myung Moon and Dr. Hak Chan Moon created this tournament with a vision: world peace through sports.
This is your chance to be part of something unforgettable.
To compete, to challenge yourself and to grow.
To break barriers, to share your culture. Because a united Europe, united world, and a world of peace starts here.
With each one of us.
Dear brothers and sisters, let us unite in a heartfelt prayer for peace in the conflict zones of Ukraine and Russia, the Middle East, and all over the world, asking our Heavenly Parents to bring healing, love, and hope where there is suffering and strife.
Thank you for watching this week's Human News. Goodbye.
Have a nice week.
Wow. Yes, it's nice to see UPF making such strong commitments, strong steps forward, isn't it? True Father founded it in what, 2005, 4? 5? 5. And it's still going strong, and now it's going far and wide. So it's nice to see, oh, sorry, Uncle Simon, I keep touching your screen. Okay. It's, it's touch screen. But yeah. It's growing and it's doing well as Able UN. And it's nice to see also Summer has a lot in terms of content, a lot to take part in, and that the young people are doing their best to be able to continue to grow as our Heavenly Parents' children. Nice to see. So, with that, we're going to enter our last section before the sermon itself, delivered by our elder brother, Simon Roselli, titled Tales of the Magi. And yeah, hopefully we can take something from it, or at least take something from each other who are inspired by it. And as we approach it, let us try to change into the mood that can really receive what message he has intended for us today. So let us invite our band to be able to deliver that worship section for us. If we could all rise.
Municipal Youth March. Let's
Of the youth, soldiers of the truth, called by a call of light. Now is the time, march to the front, sounding the battle cry. Too long that dark night of sin held in grip the people of the world. We'll drive the darkness away, bringing in the new day. Lift high, the banner of truth on high. March forward, crossing the sea to the ends of the earth. Heaven and earth, all are made anew, blessed by the light of God. Evil and sin vanish away, in the holy fire. This is the land of the heart, every people living as one. Glad voices filling the land, sing a joyful song. Lift high, the banner of truth on high. March forward, crossing the sea to the ends of the earth. Love is my heart, trust is my hope. Oh, we are the youth of God. See how we go, moving as one, marching at His command. 5 colors shine in the ranks, every people, every race of man. We'll strike the heavens with our victory song. Lift high, the banner of truth on high. March forward, crossing the sea to the ends of the earth. Lift high, the banner of truth on high. March forward, crossing the sea to the ends of the earth.
Good morning, everybody. So, in case some of you are wondering, or like squinting, or I'm not Patricia. I'm not speaking. Yeah, you see, it wasn't on. I knew it wasn't. Right? Okay. And I'm not speaking about the food of love. Anyway, I was on Thursday. I was meant to give next month, right, in July. And on Thursday, I just started a PowerPoint presentation, and I put in the title. And I thought I'll look up a few quotes, and at least I'll get the ball rolling, because then by next month I'll be ready. And then in the afternoon I got an email from Adja. Oh, things have changed. Patricia can't make it. Can you do on Sunday? And I thought, well, I've started, right? And there's nothing like a deadline to focus the mind. So yeah, let's go for it. So anyway, here I am. I today just... a few readings to start off with. First one, we are all connected as one human family, and it is our responsibility to care for each other. Reverend Moon. Second one from the Bible, put on then, as God-chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. And finally, Anas and Abdullah reported God's messenger as saying, all human creatures are God's children, and those dearest to God are those who treat his children kindly. So, yeah, the value of, that's not what I've got on here. Oh, there we go, right, it's there, fine, right, okay. So, yeah, today I've just got like a few stories to share with you. First of all, why do we like stories or tales? Anybody? They're real, right? So if someone gives you, like, I don't know, a lecture and it's like theoretical, right? Sometimes it's hard to kind of grasp it. But then they put in a story and then it kind of connects the two. Oh, we've lost it now, that's fine. Okay, so, yeah, we like stories, right? Because we can relate to them, right? Who spoke in stories to make it realistic to people? Jesus, right? Okay, a classic example. Is it connected? I don't know. Seems to be. You have a look. Right, okay, I'll go out here. Right, okay? There we go. Right, okay. Right. So yeah, he talked about just not loving one's neighbor, but he talked about the Good Samaritan, right? And it just brings it home. Or the parable of the sower, lots of them. Shakespeare, he wrote the Canterbury Tales, right? The Knight's Tale, the Miller's Tale. There are messages in there that... Chaucer, right, okay. Oh, that's that. I was just making sure you're awake. Right, okay, fine. I studied that for A-level. I should have known. Anyway, yeah. In all the world, there was not a greater man than he. Which one, Nigel? No, right, okay, fine. Right, okay. Anyway, yeah, so Chaucer, yeah, he wrote the Canterbury Tales, right? Brothers Grimm, what did they write? Fairy tales, right? And again, you can learn from fairy tales, right? There are messages in there. And when people share testimonies, again, we can learn from that. We can relate to them. It kind of brings things to life. So anyway, my first promise to you today is that it's going to be short. Because, A, I was only told on Thursday, right? But also, after the last one, Franklin complained. He goes, oh, I liked it, but it was too long. So, Franklin, I brought my stopwatch today, right? And how long do you want, Franklin? 18, right, okay, 18. I've got that on there, right? I've got 21, I've got a 45, an hour 20, Franklin. No, he's shaking his head. And I was scrolling down them, and there's a 54 minutes, and there's some really weird ones. And then I got to 8 seconds. And I was like, what is that for, right? So 18 minutes. Oh, you think that's 18 minutes? Okay, fine, we'll go to that one, right? We'll start that one. I have got an 18-minute one, right? Let's go there, right? There, 18 minutes. Okay, so anyway, the following stories are in no particular order, right? And I don't think one is more important than the other. They will touch you or maybe appeal to you in different ways. Some of you might get a different message than I got out of it. That's fine. Even if you only get one message from all of them, that's fine as well, okay? So, and also, while I don't want to kind of tar everybody with the same brush, I would have to say that I think probably most magicians are on the spectrum somewhere, right, okay? I mean, who else can sit there for hours and hours and hours just with a pack of cards, just practicing one move? And then not only that, they'll do it the next day and the next day, just this one move like that for hours and hours and hours. If you don't believe me, go and ask Kenneth, right, okay? So, right, okay? So, right, okay, so this is the first one. This guy was called Henry. He's called Henry. And I hadn't seen him for a while, and, you know, it's fine. I don't go up to the magic circle that often. And then suddenly I saw his Facebook post. And in his Facebook post, he basically explained that he'd been having a tough time in London. And it was emotionally tough, financially it was tough, and he decided that actually I need to move for both reasons, emotionally and financially. So he actually moved to Blackpool. And he said, 4 months ago, I moved to Blackpool to try and sort myself out. And reality is, things have actually, since I moved, they've got worse, right? My mental health has got worse. I've now got depression. I've kind of got into debt, and I'm really struggling. But what I'd really like to do is go home for Christmas. It was about a week before Christmas he wrote this Facebook post. And he said, what I'd really like to do is go home for Christmas to be with my family and my dog. And he said, the problem is, I'm not in a place to do that at the moment. I need £400 to get there and back. So if anybody can help me, even if they just share this post or just some words of encouragement, or if you can chuck me a tenner, then that's fine. And if I do, and I get there with this £400, I'll put on a free lecture. And even if you didn't give to me or support me financially, you can watch this free lecture. And it's just something that I want to kind of, let you know where I am, but also try and get home for Christmas. Anyway, I kind of looked at it and I thought, that kind of reached out to me. And if I give him 20 quid, then another 20 people give him 20 quid, he can get home for Christmas, right? And he can be with his family. Anyway, I looked at his kind of like, GoFundMe page, right? Within 2 hours, he had reached his goal, £400. Great, I thought, he's on his way to see his family. By the end of the afternoon, or the evening, he'd reached £1,000. The next day, it was up to £2,000. And then he wrote, look, I'm having to turn this off because it's embarrassing and it's humbling, but I'm going to have to turn it off because I don't need that much money. But thank you for everybody's generosity. And then I thought about it afterwards and I thought, why did I donate to him? And I thought, actually, his plea reached me, right? It touched me. Maybe it was about the dog. I don't know, right? Okay? But anyway, I thought about it and I thought, a friend in need is a friend indeed, right? And I talk about Facebook friends and, I think you have a core circle of friends, very close friends, and then they kind of expand, and then they expand and expand and expand. And then you have, and actually when I thought about it with him, I thought, I'm not really his friend. I'm an acquaintance, right? I know his name, he knows my name. That's all we are. We're kind of acquaintances. But then I thought about it some more, and I thought, actually, it's not about the friendship. It's actually about the value of being in a community, right? And in some ways, I think, as a movement, we haven't got everything right. Let's be honest, right? Okay, we got some things horribly wrong, right? Okay? We've put on our foot in it more times than I care to remember. But what we do get right is actually when someone in our community has an issue, right? We rally round. Maybe they've lost a loved one, right? And we come together as a community to support those people financially, emotionally, or whatever. And actually, I realized there's value in that. There's value in being in a community where people care for each other. So anyway, that's my first one, okay? Afterwards in in February, I went to Blackpool. There's this Blackpool Magic Convention. And anyone been to the Winter Gardens in Blackpool? A few, right? Why'd you go there?
Why?
Yeah, why'd you go there?
I went to a conference a long time ago.
A conference on what?
Just making money.
Right, okay. Anyway, it's this huge building. I mean, it's a complex that they built. I don't know when they built it, but they do Britain's Got Talent there, and it's like a 2,500-seater audience, like theatre. But then they've got like breakout rooms and conference rooms. And it's insane, this place. They get 5,000 magicians that turn up there every year. And they come not just from England, they come from Europe, they come from America, South America, Japan, Korea, Australia. They all come and they congregate in this one place. So the theatre can only hold 2,500 people. So they have 2 gala shows. They have shows every day. So they have an early show and an evening show so that everyone can see it. And then they have, like, everywhere you go, everyone's, like, cards and coins within a mile radius. You can't go into a restaurant without someone showing what their latest magic fix, right, that they've just bought. And they bought it from their dealer. It's kind of interesting, right? You get a fix from a dealer, right, okay? But anyway, so they have 150 dealers there, right, in this place. And each dealer has thousands of tricks, some of them, right? And people are going around. And it's just insane. And people just jam. They session till like 4 o'clock in the morning. And then they're back there for the next lecture at 9 o'clock, right? They're just 4 days. And then you see people just walking like that, out of there like that. Anyway, I went there. I haven't been for a while. But anyway, I went back again. And it's just got bigger, right? And potentially better. But anyway, I went to some lectures, and they have about 20 lectures a day, so you can't go to every single lecture. You have to decide which lectures you want to go to, and some of them kind of interrupt with other ones. And the first one was this guy, and it was called the Dan Sperry Lecture, and it kind of sparked my imagination because of that picture, right? It says Dan Sperry, Kids Lecture, and then there's that image. And I thought, that doesn't go right. I mean, it just doesn't fit. I mean, there's this guy, he looks like Freddy Krueger from, like Nightmare from Elm Street, and he's got a knife, and he's talking about a kid's lecture. And I thought, that kind of, it sparks my imagination. I'm going to go to that. And actually, it's all right. In real life, he doesn't look like that at all. He looks like that, right? Right? Perfectly normal. Right? Anyway, I thought this is going to be a Marmite lecture, which means you love it or you hate it. And there it's fine. There's like sometimes 400 people in a lecture, and you can just walk out. If you don't like it, you just walk out, right? Because you might have somewhere else to go. You might want to be going to another lecture. You've walked into the wrong place. It's really not for you. You don't want to waste your time. You just walk out. And they don't care. They accept that people are coming and going. I think we ought to, maybe adopt that for Sunday service. But anyway, that's fine, okay? Anyway, so I went there, and this guy, he comes up and he goes, basically, he used to live in the countryside, and he was hick, right, in America, and he said, all I did was play ice hockey when I was a kid, and we hunted, and we went shooting, and then he became a magician, and he moved to Chicago. And he realized, actually, I don't want to just be, he realized, actually, first of all, that I'm not going to be able to just make it. I want to work with adults, and I want to work on a stage, and I'm a dove worker, but I know I've got to start somewhere. And he realized, because I'm new here, I'm going to have to start with the family market, because that's where the market is, right? And from that, I'll meet the adults, and then I'll build myself up. So anyway, he started with the family market, and then he realized, I don't want to just be your family entertainer. I don't want to be the average Joe. I don't want to just be Uncle Jack, and then ta-ta, like that. I don't want to be that. I want to be off the scale. I want people to be talking about me when they go to the school ground tomorrow, at the playground. Outside the school gates, they'll be talking about me, right? I want people to be talking about me in the office over the water cooler the next day, right? Or the coffee machine or whatever. So he kind of created this kind of character. And he created this character to kind of look like that, so that when the parents brought their kids in to see the party, they would think, I'm not going to leave my kid with that guy for 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes. I don't trust that guy one iota, right? So I'm going to stay and watch, which is what he wanted, because it's the parents book they book it. So already he's kind of got the parents there, and they're all watching at the back, and I'm going to keep an eye on little Johnny. This is little Johnny's birthday party, and I'm going to keep an eye on him. Anyway, so he starts off, and he produces a dove out of nowhere, and everyone's like, whoa, oh, actually, he's really good. It's just maybe he looks a bit like that, right? And then afterwards, he kind of ramped it up. And like you can get like someone's finger and you kind of pretend to like snap it like that. Go like that and you pretend. He used to take this dove's neck and he just like that. And it was a big click. And then he'd turn the dove upside down, and the dove was trained to just lie on his hand still. And people would look, did you just see that? He broke the dove's neck. It's dead. This is little Johnny's birthday party. My God. And then he would just throw it up in the air, and it would just like come back to him. Huh? Like that. And then he would like, he kind of then learned to like, anyway, you can bend a dove's neck back, right? And it just keeps its head tucked in. And he'd kind of just, like this. And then he'd go, and they're like, he's just eaten the dove's head. And then he would, and he'd spit it out, and he'd throw it in the dove. And then he kind of like, when you're kids, you kind of get toilet paper, and you wet it, and you throw it on the ceiling. He'd kind of get it, and he'd have it under the dove, and then he'd just drop it onto his shoe. And they were like, oh my God, the dove's shat, and then he'd flick it up onto the ceiling, and he was just like, unreal. I mean, he took it the whole 9 yards. I mean, really. But people talked about him, right? They talked about him at the school gates the next day, right? And they talked about him at the water cooler. So he stood out, right? And he got work because of that, right? Anyway, my message was, it really touched me in one way. And I realized afterwards, actually, if you're going to make it, whatever you do, don't just, be an average person, right? Go out, make a difference, be different to everybody else. Don't be the same as everybody else. Stand out. Be yourself, right? Think outside the box. He thought outside the box, right? Actually, one of the reasons that I think Father, went so far was because he stood out. He wasn't just a guy that I'm going to start a church, right? And I'm going to preach on a Sunday or whatever. He started a movement, right? And by the end of it, he had, obviously, there's Ocean Church, there's the Peace Cup, there's Universal Ballet, there were newspapers, there were drinks, there were fish companies, there were tooling companies. The list just goes on. And I was like, when Father started the Universal Ballet, I was like, what's that got to do with world peace? It's like, I hate ballet. I hate it. I don't like it. So I was like, but then actually I realized when I got into kind of magic that actually it's an art form, right? And, God works through the arts, the artists or whatever it is, or through music or whatever. And Father realized that actually he can reach out to different sections of society, even with like the Peace Cup, right? Bringing people together. And it's like, we're not a football. What are we doing creating a football tournament, But I understand, he thought outside the box. He just did not want to be someone that was just a regular average Joe, right? He wanted to reach out to many areas of society. And also, he's shocked. Sometimes you go there and you think, he's going to talk about, give a nice service about, world peace. And he didn't, right? And he talked about things that were off the wall, really, and to people that had seen him for the first time. And he was like, huh? But he shocked people, right? And, like I say, be the best that you can be, but, think outside the box and stand alone. There was another one I went to see, and his name was Rick Thomas. Probably most of you don't know, but anyway, he was kind of famous in Las Vegas. And he had his own show, and his show included actually tigers, right? He was one of the few people that had tigers. He's retired them now, they're in an animal sanctuary. And he's moved to he's got his own he's moved out of Las Vegas now. But anyway, he was doing a show in Vegas, and after he came out of the show, a lot of them, they have this kind of, afterwards they go to thank their audience. So they're there for all the people that have come, because they realize, actually, without an audience, I don't have a show. So they'll say afterwards, come and meet me outside, I'll take a picture, I'll sign something, I'll be there until the end. And I went with Penn and Teller, and I went Elton and Marie, right? And she came with us, and they were there until the end. They were just signing autographs, taking pictures, selfies. And they realized, like I say, without the audience, there's no show. Anyway, so he's kind of doing everything, and eventually everyone's gone away, and he's left with 3 people. And it was like a woman, and obviously a mother and a daughter. And the woman said, I'm from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And these 2, they've come from England, and basically her wish, she's got like 6 months to 8 months to live, is that she wants to meet one of your tigers. And he's like, no. He said, those tigers, he said, they're trained, they're not tamed. I can't. And then the woman said, I think you need to understand that this is one of her, she won't be back. Is it any way possible that you can make this happen? And he was like, anyway, he said, okay. Anyway, he said, I've got to go and sort things out. I've got to separate them. I've got to, make sure that, and I'll get the one that I trust the most, and then, we'll make it work. Give me 45 minutes, I'll come back here. So this is after he's done the show. He goes away 45 minutes, gets everything ready, goes in there, and she pets this tiger. Then she says to him, she said, my greatest wish is to have one of their whiskers. Can I have one of their whiskers? And he's like, are you mad? He said, there's a saying in India that the person that has takes a live whisker out of a tiger is the luckiest man alive. He said, no way. You're just crazy. It just doesn't happen. And she goes, but that's what I want. And he said, okay, fine. And so he said, I'll tell you what, come with me and we'll go to another place where when they're young and I play with them and things like that. It was about 45 minutes drive from here. But we'll go there and they kind of, it's like where cats scratch things and things like that. There's this kind of big playpen. So we'll go there and we might find one there. So at midnight, he's there with his flashlight looking for this like little whisker. And he finds one. And he gives it to this girl and she goes back to England. And he thought that was the end of it. And then afterwards, about a year later, a family come back. Husband, again, he's thanking everybody, and there's the wife, the father, the son, and a boy this time. And they go, the woman says, I don't know, probably you don't remember me, but I came about a year ago with my daughter, and it was a Make-A-Wish Foundation, and she said, I just want to thank you. That tiger's whisker meant more to my daughter than anything else. When she died, she wanted to be buried with that. And I thought, actually, it doesn't cost anything to be kind. It takes a bit of effort, takes a bit of time. Financially, it didn't cost him anything. But he'd done a show, and he'd done that, but he was kind. And I think, we need to be kind, right? To each other, we need to be kind, to people that we meet. When you're kind to people, it moves people. And also I thought, actually, oh gosh. Franklin, it's gone off, 18 minutes, right, okay, fine. Right, okay. I'll do one more, okay? One more? Yeah, one more. Right, okay, this is very quick though, right, okay? So this was about someone called Alex. And he's a kind of a comedy magician, and he lives on a houseboat. And basically, he was doing a job for someone in the New Hamptons. Anyone know where the New Hamptons is? Anyway, it's this really rich place down in Southampton. I mean, like, it's millionaire's paradise. So he goes down there, and this guy is kind of afterwards showing him around the house, and it's got a double staircase and chandeliers and his Ferraris and all, just showing, kind of showing him around. And he goes, oh, Alex, where do you live? And he goes, I live on a houseboat. And it's not that houseboat. I've seen his houseboat. It's not as nice as that houseboat, and it's certainly not in a nice area like that. That's the only one I could get a picture of. So anyway, he said, it's cold in winter too. There's no room on the houseboat. And this guy, he's a really humble guy. And he goes, if someone gives me a cup, I have to, it's one in, one out. Because there's no room on the houseboat. So I have to really think when I take a gift in what I have to get rid of, right? Because that's the space that I have. Anyway, this guy is kind of showing him around. And then he says, at the end, this is my mansion, I've got one here, I've got one there, I live here, I've got this and that. And he goes, they were just talking. And I guess the guy was a little bit, I don't know, showing off or whatever. But anyway, he gave him this check and said, thanks very much. And he said, but how does it make you feel that, I earn more in one day than you make in a year or your lifetime, right? And this guy looked at him and he said, that's fine, I really don't care. He said, actually, but I have one thing that you don't have. And the guy looked at him and he goes, you have one thing that I don't have? And he said, yeah, I have one thing that you don't have. And he goes, what is it? And he goes, I have enough. Right? Which is kind of on the spur of the moment, kind of a good answer, right? And actually, that's the problem with the person in the New Hamptons. It's like, I'm going to make my first million. And then I'll do this. But then it's 5 million. And then it's 10 million. And it's never enough. It's never enough. And because of that, you're always chasing something, right? And you're never satisfied. When you have enough, it changes everything, right? You don't need anything more, right? You have enough, right? And as long as, I think sometimes we forget, we need to be more grateful. We have a roof over our heads. We have food on the table. And, if you compare, we always say the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, and we kind of compare up. But actually, if you compare down, you feel you have enough, right? I have more than, someone that doesn't have a house over their head, or, if things are extremely bad, if I think about what's happening in Gaza or the Ukraine or whatever, I have more than enough. And it just changes everything about your perspective. So, over 18 minutes, but there we go. I'm not going to talk that one, right? So I'm just going to say to you, have a great week. Please join me for prayer. Oh, wait a minute, one more thing. Anyone remember this? Who was there 15 years ago? It was in Lancaster Gate, right? They had this little angels thing, right? And anyway, that was Kim. right, from Korea, but she'd been to New Zealand. She was one of the few that could speak a little bit of English. Anyway, if you want a video of it, I can show it to you some other time. But anyway, I kept in contact with them, right? And 15 years later, I have a gift for you. In a month's time, I'm getting 10 of them to come onto this stage, right, and sing for you. So next month, beginning of July, 10 of the little angels will be here for you. It's my gift to you. Thank you. God bless. So, please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Parent, thank you so much for being here together with us today. As we said, we can really learn so many things from each other and from our experiences, but tales really bring things to life. We're so grateful to have each other as a community. We're so grateful to have brothers and sisters to support each other. But we're really grateful for everything that we can get out of today, that we can take with us throughout the week, and we can go out and be kind to people. We can make the world a better place. Thank you for being here at this time. And I offer report this prayer now in my name, Simon Roselli, of a Blessed Central Family. Adieu.
Yes, please take a few moments of reflection. Thank you to our brother Simon who delivered this message for us. It was many stories and each one with a different flavor, wasn't it? I hope each of you could resonate with at least one of them, as he mentioned, if not all. And yeah, just take something beautiful away. For me, it was emotions are beautiful. And yes. For the last stretch of our service today, we have our offering song. And yeah, let's just do the offering song first, so please rise.
Unified soldiers. Unfed soldiers. That's it.
Strong bond of heart is the force, bringing the world into life. Joining a kinship of love, all shall live as one. Here in the home of our hearts, share evermore. On this foundation of happiness, we shall live forever. With His bride, the heavenly home, unified soldiers, mightily, with one accord, we shall march on. True men of boundless domain, magnify their lives. Glorious beacons of truth, o'er all things of the earth. On that original life, sing and go. In its expression, is the wonderful fulfillment of hope. His bride, the heavenly home, unified soldiers, mightily, His will to do, we shall march on. Based on the order of God, we'll build truthful lands. One constant value that gives pledge of eternity. The highest standard of truth, which is placed above, will decorate far distant days of radiant goodness. With His bride, heavenly home, unified soldiers, mightily proclaiming, we shall march on. New culture dawns in the east, glorious beyond our dreams. Mankind transformed in its life, shall be one family, ever to serve and attend our true parents' soul. Without a doubt, the world shall be one world of victory. His bride, the heavenly home, unified soldiers, mightily, into that ideal we shall march on. His bride, the heavenly home, unified soldiers, mightily, into that ideal we shall march on. Please join me in prayer. Morning, Heavenly Father, morning, Chief Hands, I do thank you for this day that we could come here to worship you. I do thank you for our church brothers and sisters worldwide and all other religious people who dedicated this day to you. And I do thank you for our sermon, that we can take the words into our hearts. I wish to report these things in my name, Terence Latantive family, and all the blessed brothers and sisters here in our holy hand and mother's name, are you.
Please be seated. Where's the noise? Okay. So yeah, final stretch of the day. We're talking about some introductions, some thank yous, some logistics, and then benediction. Okay? First up, nice to meet you. No one's, yay. Okay, so it's okay? Or you? I have to say what? Who's here? Oh, who's here for the first time? Or who's been away for a while? I can't see. If they themselves could just stand up. No? No, it's okay. No one's here for... Everyone's recognizable. Next. Pardon? Oh, so okay. This is the moment. Jonathan has an announcement for us.
Yes, there is a nice to meet you. There's someone, so there's someone who's come today that is very near and dear to Inju and I that we want to introduce. But actually, they're not in the audience, not really. Well, they sort of are. And also, they're not here yet. They'll be here at the end of this year in November. We're expecting our first baby.
Okay, congratulations to Jonathan and Inju. And as we end this service today, we want to say thank you for all of the members and staff who are here to support and make it running well. So that's the sermon giver himself who provided the message today. So let's give a round of applause to him. And then there's our musicians. So that's our Pastor Aja and our Brother David for that too. And then there's the tech team at the back, Yoshi and Bea. And then there's everyone helping in the cooking and everyone who brought food today for the potluck lunch. So thank you all. And everyone sat in the audience who were here to listen, of course. And then for lunch itself, there's no names anymore. It's just if you help out of the goodness of your beautiful hearts, please help. That includes setting up the tables, cleaning them after you've eaten, and then putting them away, leaving the plus. Got it? Yes. So otherwise, we can move on to the last part, which is just the benedictions. Before that, I'm going to offer a lunch prayer of grace, and then, conclude. Please join me in offering of grace or lunch prayer. Dearest Heavenly Parent and true parents, thank you for today. We've come to conclude our service today, but that doesn't mean we conclude our time with you, that we can spend our time together horizontally, but also vertically in fellowship with each other and with you by our sides. You who've descended down upon us today, that we could receive your message and continue to give and take, give and receive with the people around us, and offer our kind hearts, hearts of Cheongsang, to the people we see on our right and on our left, behind us and in front of us. Heavenly Parent, you gave us the will and you gave us this inspiration today. You gave us the ability to walk and come here today. So let us serve you and your people, your children, your many of us who are here to be able to support you, and that we can do our best to continue to invest in this community and bring us all together as the family, that the unified and united family that you want us to be. Please join us once again in this meal, that we can be grateful for the food and the energy and love that it provides to us. Physically and spiritually, let us continue to grow to reach the perfection that you wish for us to attain. I report this prayer in gratitude in my name and Book Chain of a blessed family attending Holy Mother Han. Achi. Okay, let's invite Pastor couple for benediction.
Good afternoon, or good morning. So, who hasn't signed up? Who has signed up for the 21-day Yongsong workshop? No hands. Wow. Okay. Okay. So please sign up. You know, we want to practice what we learn. You know, we're living a life of faith. So we read the Bible, we read through parents' words, we see the things that they have done, and we want to practice that as well. So you come on the Yongsong workshop, we will recall Jesus as he was preparing to go to Gethsemane. He calls his disciples and he washes their feet. And he says, as I love you, love others. So on the Yongsong workshop, we practice this. We do these things so that it becomes ingrained in us that we are living for each other. So if you haven't signed up, even for one day, just come. And also the weekend workshop, a weekend Chombo special event on the 14th and 15th. 14th is in the evening for prayer vigil, and the next day we have all the ceremonies, ancestor liberation and blessing, and Hyojong offering. Sign up for that as well. Also, on the workshop, you know, you have your accommodation, you have your lectures, and you have your spiritual activities, but you also need to eat physical food, right? So we're looking for people to help cook. Otherwise, we're going to be having a 21-day fasting condition as well. And I'm sure not all of us will make it through that. So we need help to cook for a few days during the workshop. So just let Nitaya know when that will be. Congratulations to Jonathan and Unju. We are looking forward to a new pastor coming later this year. So, young pastor. Washing up will be everybody, as Mambok says. Everybody, please help wash up. The kitchen is small, so take it in turns. Tap somebody after they've worked for a while so you can take over from them. Yeah. So let's rise and offer our benediction today. This is the motto for the 13th year of Chonoguk. In the 13th year of Chonoguk, when we attend the Creator, Heavenly Parent, substantially, let us, the blessed families around the world, become true sons and daughters of Chonoguk, who fulfill our responsibility as the chosen people in unity.
So happy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great week. Thank you.